My name is Kevin Martens. I am the lead designer of Diablo III Reaper of Souls. So the game starts off in the city of Westmarch, and that's our setting. It's a Gothic city, it's very martial. The soldiers in Bastion's Keep in Diablo III are from this city, so you can tell this is a place we wanted to go for a while. This big Gothic place with this big army has been almost instantly wiped out by Malthael, the Angel of Death. So why is Malthael doing this? He's trying to commit genocide on all of humanity. Humans are the product of angels and demons, and that's how humanity was founded. That's how the world of Sanctuary was created in the history of the Diablo universe. When Malthael sees a human, all he sees is their demon side. And now that the Nephilim, the player character, the hero from Diablo III, has defeated the primeval, something that Malthael was unable to do for millennia, he's scared. So he's given up his mantle of wisdom and he's become the Angel of Death. And every human he kills joins his army as one of his reapers.
Run. Malthael.
So it's getting worse and worse, and you arrive shortly after he's arrived in Westmarch, and already most of the city is dead and has been turned into his army. So you have to work fast to find out where he is and stop his plan and turn this invasion back and take the fight to him in Pandemonium Fortress, this weird, unearthly place where the angels and demons used to fight before Sanctuary was created. And it's got definitely more of a horror vibe. What we call it is like Diablo post-apocalyptic. So most of the city's already been wiped out when you get there, and you've come after the fact, and that's kind of a neat feeling. So what does that feel like in a Diablo game? Well, you kill a lot of things very fast, so you're not too scared of the zombies. So whenever we start on a piece of content, especially a class, the first question we ask is, what is the fantasy? When I see this thing in a gameplay video, or when I play it for the first few seconds, what makes me go, oh wow, I can't believe this, I want to do more of this? And in this case, it's like a war machine made human. It's what would happen if you took a modern battle tank with all of its heavy armor, its speed, its long range, and you turn that into an actual physical medieval warrior. That's the Crusader. Crusader is a great hero. He's a good foil for the Angel of Death because he is a member of the Zakarum religion that the demons corrupted in the events of Diablo 1 and 2. Crusaders have never been corrupted, and the Crusaders are going to come back and take this mantle back, and they've stopped the primeval, they're going to stop the Angel of Death too. This is a true champion of humanity, this knight in battle-scarred armor powered by holy wrath. We knew we wanted like a heavily armored class because we felt like we were missing that sort of part of medieval fantasy, that knight in shining armor thing. And we wanted him to have a tactical that was different than all that. So we came up with this idea of mid-ranged melee. So while you're slashing at things with your Crusader flail, which is their unique weapon, or bashing them with your shield, at the same time you can be spamming mid-range spells at a distance, these holy spells like Fist of the Heavens, where a lightning strike comes down from the heavens and smites your enemies. And the Crusader also has a lot of buffs as well. So he can buff himself, he can debuff enemies, and all those buffs automatically apply to the party. So he's an excellent addition to co-op games. So the new artisan is the Mystic, and the Mystic has two primary functions. She has transmogrification, which is a character customization thing. No longer will you players be trapped by whatever, looking like whatever your most powerful piece of gear is, and doing no more than dyeing it. You can, of course, still dye it. Transmogrification lets any piece of equipment that's passed through your inventory, that look is automatically unlocked, and as such, you can make any of your items look like that. And the other thing that she does is enchanting, and this is a big part of what we're calling Loot 2.0. So people have all experienced something where they get one piece of gear that just got one stat that's off, like you're as a barbarian, you get a shield and it's plus strength, but your offhand weapon already has more strength, so you don't really want to do it even though it gives you more toughness or something like that. You can re-roll any of your stats with enchanting, and any possible stats on there can re-roll, or you can just make the existing stats better. So if that shield has plus 100 strength, but your weapon has a plus 150, you can take another roll at it and see if you can get plus 200 strength on the shield, or something else altogether, like increased critical chance. And so any item that's almost good enough can be made better. Any item that's already good can be made even better. The followers all have a whole bunch of story things. They all have unique events that they can start. So there's dungeons for all of them, there's further story things, and each of the followers in Diablo 3 had some core mystery about them. For example, the Templar had this mystery about whether his order was corrupted or not, and he's pretty sure that they are. Well, his order is actually from the city of Westmarch. You get to go find out directly what happens with that and why it happened. The Enchantress also has this mystery about what happened to her and her sisters. So the backstory for her is that she was put into stasis based on a prophecy 1,000 years ago or more, and she awoke to help you. But there was all of her sisters in the same order were also put in there, and all of them were killed or disappeared, and she doesn't know what happened. Now she gets to find out what happened as well. It's even true of your artisans. You know, you get to find out more about the blacksmith's backstory and why things are the way they are for him. And he's an interesting character. So these things are all optional, but we like having these little pieces of optional depth in the world where you get to do the same thing you always do, which is kill monsters and take the items from their cold, dead claws. But you have good reasons to do it. Any random dungeon, if you know you're doing it for some greater good, feels better even if the gameplay itself doesn't change. So with everything that we do, and you'll see this with future console releases as well, we do the best thing we can do for the system that it's on. So always offline for console because of the way that console is, because of how many people do or do not have internet on that. What we focused on in there, co-op, this game's all about co-op. So multiplayer is a core integral part of Diablo 3. In the console version, we focused on the couch co-op, where 4 friends fitting around on one screen playing the game, and I think that the console team did a fabulous job on that. With PCs, it's much more about the connected social features, the BattleNet stuff that you'll see in all Blizzard games. So always online is a thing that we stand behind. Yeah, in virtually every way, Reaper of Souls improves the base game. So we've learned so much, and Diablo 3 is a very complicated game, and there was so much tuning that had to go into it. But now that we've sort of passed the swell of that wave, that's what makes working on expansions one of the best parts of any developer's job, because you're not fighting the battle, the basic battle of just making something function. You're trying to make the functionality better, or you're trying to grow the functionality, and that's what we've done in Reaper of Souls a lot. We have revamped the randomness and replayability in every which way, from the way that the items drop to the way that you can deal with them, the way that the levels are built in Act 5, the combination of all of these things from Diablo 3 and from Reaper of Souls in adventure mode, and then the crazy rule-breaking combinations of content and Nephilim Rifts. There's a lot of new things in here. There's more features than we could possibly talk about probably in the time that we have today. So a lot of new stuff's been in there, and I think that we've built really well on this pyramid, and there's a lot of crazy stuff you can do, and I can't wait till you guys get your hands on it.
No one can stop death.